Your swimming pool salt system. The salt generator. The AquaRite is an automatic chlorine generation system for pool or spa sanitation. The operation requires a low concentration of salt in the pool water. These levels are low enough that it normally will not be tasted. The AquaRite automatically sanitizes your pool by converting the salt into free chlorine, which kills bacteria and algae in the pool. Chlorine will revert back to sodium chloride after killing bacteria. These reactions will continuously recycle, virtually eliminating the need to add sanitizing chemicals to your pool. The only time you may need to add more salt to the pool is when water is replenished due to backwashing, draining, or splashing, not evaporation. Water chemistry levels are recommended by the Association of Pool and Spa Professionals. The only special requirements for the AquaRite are the pH, salt level, and stabilizer. It is important to maintain these levels in order to prevent corrosion or scaling and to ensure maximum enjoyment of the pool. Test your water periodically. Be sure to tell the pool store that you're using an AquaRite salt chlorine generator. The following table contains chemicals and their ideal levels. For salt, you want to have 2700 to 3400 parts per million. With free chlorine, you want to have 1.0 to 3.0 parts per million. With your pH, you want it to have 7.2 to 7.6. Your cyanuric acid, which is your stabilizer, should be 60 to 80 parts per million. 80 parts per million is the best. Total alkalinity should be 80 to 120 parts per million. Your calcium hardness should be 200 to 400 parts per million. Metals should be 0 parts per million. Your saturation index should be negative 0.2 to 0.2. 0 is the best level. The ideal salt level is between 2700 and 3400 parts per million, with 3200 parts per million being optimal. If the level is low, determine the number of gallons in the pool and add salt. A low salt level will reduce the efficiency of the AquaRite and result in low chlorine production. A high salt level can cause the AquaRite to shut down and may begin to give a salty taste to your pool. Generally, the salt will begin to be tasted at a level of about 3,500 to 4,000 parts per million. The salt in your pool or spa is continuously recycled, and the loss of salt throughout the swimming season should be small. This loss is due primarily to the addition of water because of splashing, backwashing, or draining because of rain. Salt is not lost due to evaporation. Type of salt to use. It is important to use only sodium chloride salt that is greater than 99% pure. This is common food quality or water softener salt that is usually available in 40 to 80 pound bags. It is also acceptable to use water conditioning salt pellets. However, it will take longer for them to dissolve. Do not use rock salt, salt with yellow prussiate of soda, salt with anti-caking additives, or iodized salt. For new plaster pools, wait 10 to 14 days before adding salt to allow the plaster to cure. Turn the circulation pump on and add salt directly into the pool. Brush the salt around to speed up the dissolving process. Do not allow salt to pile up on the bottom of the pool. Run the filter pump for 24 hours with the suction coming from the main drain to allow the salt to evenly disperse throughout the pool. The salt display may take up to 24 hours to respond to the change in salt concentration. The only way to lower the salt concentration is to partially drain the pool and refill with fresh water. Always check stabilizer or cyanuric acid when checking salt. These levels will most likely decline together. Cell cleaning frequency is dependent on several factors. pH and calcium levels in the water are the two that have the greatest effect on how often the cell requires cleaning. Maintaining pH at the levels recommended in the operation instructions, 7.2 and 7.6, should result in the cell being cleaned 3 to 4 times a year in areas with hard water. Cells may be cleaned less frequently in soft water areas. After removing the turbo cell from the plumbing of your pool, inspect the cell for white deposits between the plates inside of the cell. Please remember that even if you cannot see deposits on the cell, it still may need cleaning. If no deposits are found, the cell may have to be held towards ample amounts of light and angled in different directions to reveal smaller white deposits deeper within the baffles of the cell. Hold to light to look for small deposits. Cell is dirty. Note the deposits. Cleaning a cell. Always add acid to the water, never water to acid. Always wear proper eye protection and protective gloves. Use in well-ventilated area. Muriatic and other acids can cause severe injury, burns, and respiratory problems if not handled properly. Refer to the manufacturer's directions for safe handling. Stand the cell vertically in the solution. The level of the solution should be slightly over the product label. Let the cell stand in the solution for 15 minutes. Then flip the cell over and let stand on the other end for an additional 15 minutes. Although the cord can be submerged, be sure that the connector does not come in contact with the solution. Inspect the cell after both sides have been soaked. If there are no deposits after soaking, rinse with water and reinstall. If there are still deposits after soaking, repeat the soaking procedure until clean. The water/muriatic acid mixture can be stored for later use or it can be disposed. Follow chemical manufacturer's recommendations when storing or disposing of the water acid solution. After you inspect the cell and clean if necessary, press the small diagnostic button next to the display for Aquarite for 3 seconds to stop the flashing Inspect Cell LED and start the timer for the next 500 hours. For ProLogic and Aqualogic, press the plus button during the Inspect Cell display to reset the light.